Like my first interview was DJ Jubilee.
Okay.
DJ Jubilee was like our first interview. At the time, you know, Take 4 was blowing up. It's big on the scene. Then Will had produced the video. And so we did them, we did Willie Puckett, you know, that whole team that they had. We did interview Big Ramp. So at the time, Take 4 was really huge and they were doing their thing. Cash Money was doing their thing and Take 4 was doing their thing, but they was giving a month for their run. This is before Cash Money took off and went national. Locally, I mean, it was always something going on. Cash Money had an event, Take 4 had an event, Big Boy had an event. There was always something going on. There was always a concert during a holiday. There was always a concert doing different events. Then there was also the Riverboat Hallelujah. Back in the day, Tulane Avenue, Riverboat Hallelujah, that's where all the concerts were. You know, that's where I went to a lot of concerts as a kid.
Tell that uptown posse how y'all feel. Tell that downtown posse how y'all feel. Tell that East Bay posse how y'all feel.
Bro, what happened to Take 4?
I mean, what you mean?
Because we kind of know what happened with Chuck. Chuck ended up doing some time and then he passed and everything.
You mean Big Boy? Chuck ran Big Boy Records. That's what, so we talking about Big Boy, we talking about Take 4.
No, I was just comparing, I'm saying, because I know we'll hear about Chuck, but we didn't hear much about Take 4. As far as like online and even out there right now, you'll hear about Chuck. You know, of course you're going to hear the Cash Money No Limits, but we don't hear a lot about Take 4. You know,
I mean, you don't, but Take 4 is embedded in everything. Yes, it's just like the DJ Jubilee. I mean, just his sound, his music, the dance moves that they were creating. Like, Take 4 was just ahead of their time. Way ahead of the time. You know, because they always got a dance move. And now, everybody who has a song, they got a dance move. I mean, you got Jubilee, Willie Puckett, you had Chopper, Baby Boy, Ramp. You had, you had so many different people with Take 4. And then you had Henry the Man. Henry was king of the temp war. Henry knew everybody that was in the project, so Henry gravitated everybody. He knew Henry was into music also. Henry and Earl were the two people who created Take 4 Records.
I say Trick, stop talking that shit, and buy Jubilee his outfit. I want a white t-shirt, some khaki pants, some all-stars, and some money for the dance.
I mean, to this day, I have still all the relationships with all the labels and all the artists. I mean, from Baby to P. Before Chuck died, I was rocking with Big Boy. Chuck would be just always say no.
He would say no to the interview?
Well, he didn't want to pay for the interviews at the time.
Okay.
And after a while, he learned eventually what we were doing and how it worked, and eventually he came into it, but it just took him a minute to get into it more compared to P and Baby. P and Baby knew right away what I was doing. They understood what I was doing. I was interviewing their artists, I was running their videos, I was running their commercial on the show.
It made major difference, or a lot of similarities with all those labels?
They're different. I mean, P thinks a different way, then Baby thinks a different way also, but I mean, great, like everything they said back then happened.
Like if they said he was going to do it?
When they said he was going to do this, it happened. When P said he was going to do this, it happened. You know, even Chuck, when he did it, it happened. You know, even Take 4, when Earl did, the way he took Take 4 and took it to the level he went, especially with the artists, you know, it was just, it happened. When Katrina hit, I stayed during Katrina. Me and my cousin, we stayed at the American Apartments, and I shot a doc. You know, we had stayed to help out. Back then, we was just crazy, you know, not knowing how wild it was gonna be, but thank God we did stay, because we stayed and we evacuated 250 people at the American Can Apartments.
Bad flood, all that, huh?
I taped the whole thing, I took pictures. We've been on different documentaries, we've been on the Weather Channel. There was a special on BET about it. You know, so we always doing stuff. Like, this was my dream to do this show. I've created this show from scratch. I came up with the name, Fat and all that. We pulled, like, we had a meeting and everybody made a list of 100 names. So we had 500 names we picked. And I looked at the names and I was like, that, Fat and all that. And we picked that name and we ran with that. Yeah. And everybody loves the name. When you think of Fat and all that, you think of Cash Money, you think of No Limit. Our brand is still there, still pumping, and will continue.